All right, so finding a nice comfortable seat. If you are watching this video on YouTube, you might want to have an extra chair handy. If you don't, that's okay. We can use other things to make it work. Let's go ahead and give the shoulders a little roll out here. And then you can start to roll forward. Good, let's roll back again. And maybe just kind of over exaggerate it. So you really feel that up and that back and then that down a few more times. And amazingly, this does have a pretty warming effect on those shoulders. All right, so see if you can keep a little of that feeling of those shoulder heads pressing back, shoulder blades releasing down, so you have that openness across your heart and chest. It almost feels like a little cobra pose. You can take your hands to your thighs. Allow your eyelids to close here if they're not already. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Smooth, deep, full inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. One more time. Smooth, deep, full inhale. This time, pause. See if you can sip in a little more air through the nose. Let the breath go. Ha. Notice if the shoulders started to creep up around your ears, soften them down. And then start to inhale through your nose. And then also exhale through your nose. So you start to find your Ujjayi breath, assuming that that feels okay today. So it's pretty hot in a lot of places, this breath where we're constricting the sides of our throat on the inhale and the exhale can create a little more heat. So some days that doesn't feel good. So if that's where you're at today, you just skip it. And just keep that inhale and exhale through the nose a little easier. Follow that sound of your breath. So you're bringing your attention there. And then maybe also follow that physical sensation of your breath. So notice how you feel this expansion, especially in your rib cage on the inhale. Notice how everything contracts in as you exhale. So this breath is very dynamic. It's very three-dimensional. It's even a little surround sound, which is the only way to watch Taylor Swift. Let's be here just another moment. So really soaking up this stillness, enjoying how it feels to be quiet here for a moment. It might be the first time you've done this for yourself today. These little mini breaks, these little check-ins are so important, especially when life is feeling extra busy. All right, so from here you can go ahead and gently blink your eyes open. Just refresh your posture here. Maybe scoot forward a little more in the chair if you haven't already. Peek down, make sure that your knees are landing over your ankles. Really root down into those sit bones. As that happens, you can lift tall through the sides of your waist. We're gonna just release our arms down by our sides. So again, Shoulder heads are pressing back gently. Shoulder blades are squeezing in towards each other. And then chin is just parallel to the floor here to start. And then this is just going to be super easy. So I want you to just imagine that you're holding a weight with your right hand. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then it's kind of like a little side bend. Kind of just really let that right arm gravity pull you down. Keep that left shoulder releasing down. Welcome, Tammy. And then from here, you might start to bring your gaze towards that right shoulder. So we're starting to get into the neck here. As you bring your gaze towards that shoulder, you're going to start to feel a stretch through that left side. Can you really reach down through those right fingertips and then also maybe reach through those left fingertips? And then this is almost like a little core work here. So you're working those oblique muscles on the side of your left waist. Can you keep anchoring into that left sit bone? Breath is smooth and steady. Okay, so just raise your head back up to like that center place. So it's an extension of your spine. And then maybe you start to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. And again, just track where that starts to stretch into that right shoulder and chest, or left shoulder and chest rather, left side body. You might even be feeling it in the armpit area a little bit. And your breath is still smooth and steady here. You're inhaling through your nose, you're exhaling through your nose. Good. As you exhale, just bring your head back to that center place. And then you're engaging these side core muscles. You're going to inhale, root into your sit bones, come back up to center. And we'll do that little sequence to the second side. So again, you're going to pretend that you're like holding a weight here. So we're going to just use gravity, the weight of the arm. And it's just like a little mini side bend. So less dramatic than we do sometimes. And you're feeling both shoulder blades try to release down. You're just keeping your head neutral-ish at this point. And you're noticing where you're getting sensation. So you're going to be feeling things in the neck, the shoulders for sure. Ironically enough, I'm actually getting a little stretch like by the elbow area in this left arm. So a lot of things could be happening. You might be feeling this through the right side, maybe even a little bit in the lower back. Keep this length here through the right side. Keep anchoring, reaching down through those left fingertips. Start to turn your gaze towards that left shoulder arm. And then maybe you start to feel a stretch on the inseam, right side of the neck. So things, as we move the neck here, we start to feel sensation in different places. And it might be really subtle in your body. It might be not so subtle. It might be pretty intense. If that's the case for you, you're making sure that you're keeping your breath smooth and steady. So not gripping or holding. Good. Just come back to center with your gaze, your neck. Feel this stretch through the right side. And then maybe you slowly start to bring your gaze up. Beautiful work. And again, where do you start to feel sensation? Can those right fingertips get heavy too? How does that shift where you're feeling stretch on those scalene muscles in your body? Have your shoulders started to creep up towards your ears? Use gravity, use the weight of your arms to help you release down. And then go ahead and just bring your gaze back to center, so sort of that neutral position with your neck. And then think engaging these outer right oblique muscles, root into your sit bones. Rock up to center. Let's just move into little cat-cow. We're going to do a little more neck stretching after that, but let's just release it, kind of cleanse the palate here. So as you inhale, rock forward. As you exhale, sink to the backs of your sit bones as your chin comes towards your chest. Inhaling, arching. And exhale, we round in. Good, you're just continuing here. Your eyes might be opened. They might be closed. Sometimes that can feel really nice. Again, it just helps us to get a little internal, even as we're moving with the breath here and starting to find this idea of vinyasa. If you'd like to start adding your arms here, you're welcome to. So perhaps you're inhaling, stretching that right arm forward. This just starts to warm up the shoulder girdle. And then you can do the opposite arm. You can always skip arms. Again, especially when, we're dealing with, it's hot everywhere, it's summer. Sometimes doing a little less feels better. We always want to walk away from our yoga practice feeling, like we're not blown out. We want to feel good. Sometimes that means that less is more. If you wanted to add both arms at the same time, you can see how that feels. And that almost gets into the core a little bit as well. So again, it's going to heat things up a little bit if that feels right for you. If you're alternating arms, just complete the cycle. And then let's go ahead and I'll meet back in our Tadasana, our mountain pose, making little adjustments, just finding that nice tall seat, feeling really rooted, especially into those sit bones are pressing down. And then let's go ahead and drop our chin towards our chest. So we start to open up the back of the neck. And I know the tendency in my body, because this is usually fairly intense, is for those shoulders to creep up around my ears to try to help out the situation. Pretend that I am there in your room, just putting a little weight on your shoulders with my hands. If it feels really intense, you lift your chin a little bit. So we're always making little modifications. Every week it feels a little different what we're doing. So our yoga practice is very fluid, very dynamic. Even though we're doing the same poses over and over again, they're always slightly different. They always feel slightly different. Let's keep our chin tucked here. Take several breaths. As you make that quarter turn, right ear towards right shoulder. You're going to get to spots along the way where you start to feel some interesting sensation in the left side of your neck, shoulder, scapula. Feel free to linger in those spots, to breathe into those spots. And then we're hanging out here for a few breaths. If you wanted to release your left fingertips again, it's that idea of, your arm is like a weight, so it's just intensifying the stretch. You can always try these variations out. You can always decide, hey, this isn't working for me today. Let's do a little check-in with our breath again. Make sure that we've got that inhale through our nose, that exhale through the nose. So the breath really helps to weave all of the poses together, but sometimes we lose it. Find a little bit of spice here. If you do so choose, maybe you take your right hand to the top of your head and just apply a little bit of pressure. You just check in with that right shoulder blade, make sure that it's releasing down your back. Maybe tuck your chin slightly here. Good, let's return our left hand to our left thigh. If you took that variation, right hand comes to your cheek. Use the strength of your arm to press your head up to center. And then let's just bring chin towards chest again. Shoulders releasing down. Shoulder blades gently squeezing in towards each other. Breath smooth and steady. And then nice and slow, taking your time. There's no rush. We start to make that quarter turn to the left. And you get curious about where you start to feel sensation. You get curious about how this side feels different in your body. So yoga, our practice, really helps us to focus our attention. It helps us to kind of key into the sensations that are happening in our body, even the thoughts that are happening in our mind. So it gives us this self-awareness. It helps us to cultivate that, which is a pretty cool thing. This side might be a lot different. So just because you did variations on the last side doesn't mean that they need to happen here. Perhaps you go ahead and release your right fingertips to the floor. See how heavy you can let that arm get if you're doing that. So it's just this weight, it's like this pendulum. It's just applying a little pressure. This might feel sufficient if you wanted to take your left hand to the top of your head and apply a little more pressure. You're welcome to do so. You're breathing through your nose, inhaling and exhaling. Breath is smooth and steady. Finally, if you wanted to tuck the chin here a little bit, again, that might just take the sensation into some slightly different areas. Good. As you inhale, gently lift your chin. Right hand comes back to your thigh. Use the strength of your left arm to help you upright your head. One more time, chin towards chest. If you wanted to release both hands down here, so it's like double weights. Even here, can you draw your shoulder heads back ever so slightly? Feel those shoulder blades gently squeeze in towards each other. As you inhale, lift your chin. Let's roll those shoulders out again. We can switch directions here. Good. Maybe some little wiggles. And in fact, just because it always feels so good, let's just come into some of our little Sufi rolls. So just circling around in your pelvic girdle. Noticing where this is feeling especially good in your body. Let's start to switch directions. Nice work. Just start to make these circles a little smaller. And just notice that play that happens as the weight shifts from one sit bone to the other until it becomes so subtle, so small that you feel the weight pressing evenly. You're back in your Tadasana. We're going to release our arms by our sides. We're going to do a little side-to-side lateral stretching. So as you inhale, a little more dramatic than what we did earlier. Left arm up and over. Exhale to center. Inhale, right arm up and over. And exhale, release. And then let's just continue like that. So move at the pace that your breath wants to today. So you might be a little slower or a little faster than me. You might close your eyes here. Just make sure that you feel really stable and secure. And much like our cat-cow, this connecting movement with breath, this vinyasa, starts to have this nice meditative quality. Let's do a few more rounds, just flowing with the breath like this to each side, and then we'll hold. And then the next time you're leaning off to your right side, go ahead and stay there. Anchor more into that left sit bone, and then maybe see if you can lengthen through the right side of your ribs a little bit. So you're kind of coming out of this side bend. And then one more time, let's just start to shift your gaze towards the floor, the right fingertips. Feel that right shoulder blade really release down. And then go ahead and start to bring your gaze up if it feels okay in your neck. Really lengthen through those left fingertips. So yeah, we're definitely working the obliques, the side waist muscles here. So this might feel like enough. If you're wanting a little more, maybe you start to float that right arm up. It's like you're holding a beach ball. And then can you keep the sides of your waist really strong? Lift up to center, nice. And then as you exhale, side bend to the left. Good, so press down into that right sit bone. And then maybe see if you can lengthen slightly through the left waist. That might mean that you come out of the side stretch just a little bit. Feel that left shoulder blade release down your back. And then exhale. Turn your head so you're gazing down towards your left fingertips, observing where the stretch goes into your neck, how it shifts. Good. We're going to inhale, start to gaze up underneath that top arm. Again, shoulder blades gently releasing in towards each other. Breath smooth and steady. If you want a little, kind of like it's almost like a little, we'll call it seated yoga sit up, you can reach through that left hand. Imagine you're squeezing a beach ball. So this actually gets into the arms a lot. It's so hard. Inhale, up to center. Nice work. Release the hands down. And then you can just take your hands to your thighs. So I'll close our eyes here for a moment. And I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel the blood come back to my arms. So we're just going to take a few breaths here, reset. Let the breath slow down, let the heartbeat slow down. Good, blink your eyes open. Let's come into a little hip stretching. So we're going to do this via the mechanism of our warrior two. So let's go ahead and open. So externally rotate that right thigh. Any amount. It can be the tiniest amount. And it could also be no amount. That would also work. Kind of just depends on what's going on in your body, how stable you feel in any given pose. Do just check to see that your knee is over your ankle in both legs really, but especially this right one. So sometimes what happens is the ankle gets behind the knee. Not that it's bad, but it's kind of just putting stretch in a different place than what we're looking for. So we're looking for this big hip opening here, this standing pose. So you might stay here like this with left knee bent. A couple of us might extend that leg to straight. And then a few of us might extend that leg off to the left. You're doing that, you're rolling to the inner edge of the left foot. And then I want you to square your torso to the front of your camera. As you're doing that, you're thinking right knee pressing back behind you. Let's all just use our hand to help us find that. So there's all of these like lot of different things happening in this pose. All right, so can you hold on to some of that feeling of knee pressing back without using your hand? Inhale, arms stretch out. And it's counterintuitive, but it's almost like the more you can work your arms here, so from muscle to bone, the easier it is to hold the arms up. Are the shoulders creeping up around your ears? Soften there. Keep your torso squaring to your camera, but just start to bring your gaze out over your right fingertips. And if you need to take a break with your arms, of course, do that. We're going to be here a few more breaths if you can. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into our extended side angle pose, and we're going to add the option for a little core work if you want. So start to hinge forward at that right hip crease. And then you can bring your right elbow to your thigh, and you can kind of use that arm to manually slide that right knee back. Let's just start by feeling our shoulder blades kind of stacking on top of each other. So this left arm is out at an angle. Good. Can you lengthen through both sides of your waist? So really drag that underside, right side out a little bit. And then let's all bend our left elbow here, kind of lean that elbow back. And then you just might stay here like this. If you would like to, take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, elbow to right thigh. Inhale, open up, lean back, just 3 of these. Exhale, crunch in. Nice work. Open up as you inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open up. Let's come into the full expression of the pose. Start to extend your left arm up over your ear. Maybe you bring your gaze up. One final thing here, really root into that left sit bone. So this is like the super spicy part of the pose. So you might just skip it. Maybe reach that right arm forward. So you're holding that beach ball again. And then use those muscles in the obliques to bring you up. Beautiful work. As you exhale, go ahead and release the arms down. Let's stay here with the legs like this just for a moment, but let's give ourselves a little hug here. So we are going to take our left arm underneath. You can hold the shoulders, elbows are stacking, and then you're gently lifting them up. You are welcome to do another expression of your eagle arms here if you'd like, so backs of the hands pressing. If you've got like Gumby pretzel arms, the palms might press. Breath smooth and steady. Feel those sit bones root down. All right, so wherever you're at with the arms, take them out wide. Flip your right palm up. As you inhale, find your reverse warrior. So side bending to the left. Let that left shoulder blade release down. Couple of breaths here. You might be spinning your gaze up if it feels okay in your neck. One more time here. If you want to stretch that left arm up, squeeze that beach ball. Inhale, come up to center, release the hands down. Beautiful work. I'm giving you all the business today. This is challenging. So actually, let's go ahead and bend this left leg in if you extended it, and then you can take your right leg back to center. So make any little adjustments that you need to. Find those sit bones in your chair. And alas, there is another side. Thankfully, there aren't 7 more sides. So there's no octopus yoga here. All right, we're gonna open up this left hip. And again, just being mindful that this left knee is over that left ankle, or even ankle ahead of the knee would also work. You could stay here in this configuration. You might extend that right leg to straight. You might roll to the inner edge of that leg. And that's gonna give you a nice stretch there. So again, just square your torso towards your camera. So there's a little twist in the pose. You're dragging those left ribs forward. And then just a couple breaths here, you can take your hand into that left thigh, and you're just using the strength of your arm to help you find that hip opening. And you're noticing how this side feels in your body. Beautiful. So can you keep a little of that action, even if it's just a thought? That knee is pressing back, you're getting this maximal hip opening. We're gonna inhale with really strong arms. Classic Virabhadrasana 2, such a strong, beautiful pose. Good, keep reaching through your fingertips, keep your torso squaring towards your camera. Just bring your gaze out over your left fingertips. Couple more breaths here. Take a break if you need to. All right, exhale your gaze back to center. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then we're gonna exhale, hinge at that left hip crease, left forearm. to left thigh. And then again, you can just use the strength of your arm to leverage that hip open. Shoulder blades just stacking on top of each other here. Can you lengthen a little more through that underside, that left side? It's not going to get there exactly. And yep, that does make you work that right side waist a little more. Let's bend this right elbow. You could skip these if you want. Lean that elbow back. As you exhale, maybe you take that little crunch in. Inhale, open up. Just 2 more if you so desire. Exhale. Everything is always optional. So nice. Exhale. Good. Open up here. And then extend your arm, the full expression of Utthita Hasta Parsvakonasana, extended side angle pose. And speaking of those sides, if you're feeling strong and you want to be sore, you can extend that left arm up. Engage those side muscles to come on up. Good, take the arms out wide, and we're going to give ourselves a little hug here this time. The right arm is going to come underneath. So elbows stack, you can hold onto your shoulders, that feels really nice. Elbows lift. And again, you are welcome to take any variation of eagle pose with your arms if you like to bring the backs of your palms together. Backs of your hands, I guess, or your palms together. Beautiful work. Let's inhale, take the arms out wide. Flip that left palm up. As you inhale, drop into your reverse warrior. Notice if that right shoulder is creeping up towards your ear, soften it down. Maybe you're bringing your gaze up. Like one final opportunity for a little core work here. If you want, maybe you reach your right arm up. Good, keep the sides of your waist so strong as you inhale. Up to center, lovely. And then you can release your hands down. Go ahead and adjust yourself back to your nice Tadasana. So you've done a lot of side stretching. I think that it's going to be really nice to counter all of that with our downward facing dog. So this is where you can grab your extra chair. You could also use like a desk in front of you. You could move towards a wall. So feel free to get creative. I'm going to go ahead and turn my chair around. If you are using an extra chair, you just want to make sure that it's like not going to slide away or that there's something in front of it. And you're welcome to have either the seat facing towards you or the back of the chair. I actually think the back of the chair is kind of nice sometimes because you can get different levels. I'm going to just keep the chair like it is now because I'm lazy after all of that core work. All right, so finding your sit bones again, knees are landing underneath your ankles. Inhale, reach up, reach up. So feel that length, stretch out, and then spin your palms to face forward. And then as you exhale, can you give yourself a little like corseting feeling as you hinge forward? And then palms can press down. So the seat of the chair can be really nice because you can actually spread your fingers and root down into all 10 knuckles in your hands. Your ears are between your biceps, so that inner arm. Your gaze is soft and gentle, just between your feet. And maybe you kind of almost like traction your hands away a little further so you're getting even more space. And just as we did in our Warrior Two, you're firming muscle to your bones. It's a little easier to find that action when you're actually pressing into something. And we've got a few more breaths. As you inhale, just start to raise your gaze here. Take your right hand to your thigh, then your left hand to your thigh. And you can use your hands to help you press up. And then just take a couple of breaths. So you might even get a little head rush coming out of that. So downward dog is definitely a forward fold. It's a form of an inversion. Let's do one more here. So again, arms can release by your sides. Inhale, take them out and up. And then spin your palms to face forward, spread your fingers. And then think lengthening, lengthening, lengthening forward. You're using some core here as well. Palms pressed down. See how long you can get through the sides of your waist to your arms. And we're just going to find a real simple twist here. So as you inhale, bring your gaze forward. I want you to walk your right palm to the left a little bit. So it's kind of like directly out from your nose. Bring your left hand to your left hip. And then as you inhale, start to spin to the left. So just a tiny little twist in the upper body here. This is like the only twist we've done today, which is highly unusual. All right, as you exhale, untwist here, and then you can move that left palm slightly to the right, so directly out from your nose. Right hand comes to your hip, elbow squeeze in, and then inhale, wrap to the left. And we take a few breaths here. Good. As you exhale, extend that right hand. Just a couple more breaths, downward dog, lengthen out. We bring our left hand to our left thigh, right hand to your right thigh. Press strongly into your thighs to rise up. We are quickly running out of time here. So let's do a little of our alternate nostril breathing, or nadi shodana. So just find a nice comfortable seat, anywhere that you feel good. Let's do some little finger pops. Taylor Swift would never. And then, like you're scooping sand. Jazz hands are so 1980s. All right, so let's go ahead and release our left hand down to our thigh. As you know, I'm not too picky here. We're blocking nostrils. You can use any combination of fingers. The more classic version, I guess, is if you bend your second and third finger in, it's like your ring and pinky finger become one. You find that bony part of your nose, and then you just lower to where you feel the soft part, the cartilage. When you're blocking, you don't have to apply a lot of pressure. Be mindful of your shoulders. They love to creep up around the ears here, so you're just gently softening them down. Eyes closed. Nice deep inhale through both nostrils. Full complete exhale through both nostrils. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. And go ahead and release that right hand down. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. And then keep your right hand on your right thigh. Go ahead and lift your left hand. So find the configuration with your fingers that you want. Again, inhaling through both nostrils. Exhaling through both nostrils. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. Block left, inhale right. Exhale right. Block right, inhale left. Exhale left. And then go ahead and release that left hand down. Inhale through both nostrils. And exhale through both nostrils. And we're moving to some sort of a resting pose. You might not change positions at all, but do change the feeling tone. So you're feeling very receptive. You're feeling very relaxed. You're giving yourself this opportunity to be still and quiet these final few moments. You're giving your body, your brain, this opportunity to assimilate the work that we've done. Melting into your Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma joy tirgamaya. Mrityo ma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. And go ahead and take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then just begin to bring some gentle movement back to your body. So wiggling fingers, toes, stretching out anything that feels good here. And you'll eventually land with your palms in a pile on top of your heart. You're sending yourself love and gratitude, your body love and gratitude. We send each other love and gratitude. It's a gift to get to work like this. It's not always easy. Some days it's challenging, but it does make a difference. Just promise yourself you're going to carry this good feeling with you into the rest of the day, week, weekend ahead. And finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, everybody. Thank you. Good to see you all.